How about the Red Wings, man? Ever since Todd McLellan came in, they're 15-5-1. He has been absolutely great. Two separate 6+ game winning streaks. I know you want to bring up Patty Kane. You can do so. Patty Kane has been absolutely phenomenal for this team. He had a disgusting shootout move against
Yeah.
Seattle to put him as, I think it was like the most shootout goals of all time or something like
Yep,
that.
the all-time goal leader for shootouts.
Yes, he's been a baller. The Red Wings in general, like the one thing that does concern me a little bit about them is their goaltender and the goaltending, and they're so top heavy on the forward core and on the blue line. Outside of Edmondson and Sider, it hasn't been great on the blue line. And then you go over to the forward guys, like I love Kane, I love Larkin, Raymond, but I'm sure I'm missing a
You're
couple
forgetting
guys. But like
DeBrincat.
the Brinket has been phenomenal. He had a great feed to Patrick Kane on the power play earlier today. But yeah, like outside of that, like you don't have many guys you can go to. Like if the depth just isn't there.
Yeah, I mean their depth's a lot older. They do have some. Obviously, they have Tarasenko.
Mm-hmm.
They've got Andrew Cobb, JT Comfer. They've got capable guys, but I definitely think Patrick Kane, has he's coming not back to form, but he's playing a lot better than he did under Lalonde.
Yeah.
He's on pace for his best season since 2022 season where he had 92 points. And I think him really clicking definitely helps them because that means your depth is playing well together.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Detroit is obviously they're on this hot run, and is it sustainable? Is my question.
It can be, I think, but them being this streaky with McClellan, it kind of screams red flags. I don't like streaky teams. I love those teams that can just consistently win hockey games. Like even if you're just winning three in a row and then you drop one and then you win another two, drop one. I would rather have that than a team go out and win seven straight. It's like, oh man, they're on the rise and then they drop three straight. Like I don't want that. Like I think Detroit is the one team in the playoff rates that I don't trust. I definitely trust Tampa Bay and Ottawa more than Detroit. Tampa Bay smacked Detroit, as I mentioned. And I kind of trust Boston over Detroit, even though Swayman isn't playing great.
I think Swayman can get back to his level of standard. If they really needed him to like step up to make the playoffs, like a Andrew Hammond type run,
Hmm.
obviously not as you don't got to win 18 games to make the playoffs, but if they're like 2 points out and they need a win to get in, I think he could definitely get it for them.
Yeah.
Not saying they would go far in the playoffs, but I definitely think if it comes down to Detroit and Boston, I'd be more comfortable with Boston getting in. But also, I believe Alex Lyon today in Tampa let in like 3 or 4 goals on 7 shots.
I know in the
I know he
first
got he
period
got pulled
it
pretty
was
early.
four on seven. I don't know if it was him.
It was
I
Lyon who got pulled.
Well, I know he got pulled, but I don't know if it was after the third goal because they
No.
had three goals on five
Yeah,
shots. So maybe he got pulled after the third goal. Either way, because I was kind of watching at work, but I wasn't super
yeah,
paying attention. And just looking every time I look over the TV screen, there's another fucking goal for Tampa Bay.
yeah.
So yeah, I don't. I'm not gonna sit here and hate on Detroit, but I do think that maybe it's unsustainable and maybe like I don't trust them as much. Now if the Detroit can always go out here and shut me the hell up and they're like, yeah, look at you, like you fuck face, like we're in the playoffs, like great. I would much rather have Detroit in the playoffs than the Boston Bruins. I think they're better to watch, to be honest with you. And as somebody who's a fan of a team that is allergic to the playoffs, like I just want to watch good hockey, and I think Detroit
Yeah.
can bring that to the table. But I don't know. I do think that Boston will eventually prevail. I do think they have the experience. They have the guys. I think David Pastrnak is gonna will that team to a playoff berth.
Yeah. So Alex Lyon let 2 goals in on 3 shots in 3 minutes of the game, and then he
Okay.
got pulled.
He got pulled after that.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah. Two
interesting.
goals on 3 shots, less than 3 minutes of the game, and then Cam Talbot let 3 in 14.
Well, it's clearly not a goaltending issue if that shit happened after you pulled Lyon, thinking it was gonna solve shit.
I don't. I don't think anything. I think as soon as your goalie lets in 2 to start the game, I think that's just demoralizing for any team.
Yeah, of course, it's definitely demoralizing, and I like.
They definitely had those 2 goals not gone in because it ended 6-3 6-4.
Yeah.
I definitely think it's a different game if that doesn't
I mean,
happen.
yeah, for sure. Detroit might come out there with at least 1 point. Maybe the game squeaks into overtime. I don't know. Shootout. I I don't know. Do you see Detroit as a playoff team?
Right now, if they had a full season under McLellan, yes, but I'm not confident in them.
This might be another season of Detroit where they're gonna miss by a point or two. And
I
I'm afraid for Red Wings fans to say that because Detroit, I'm rooting for you guys. Like I know I've gotten away from the Sabres, Senators, and Red Wings rivalry of like, oh, who's gonna be better first? I've said fuck it. Like Detroit, I'm rooting for you guys to get in the playoffs. Please get in the playoffs. I don't think it's gonna happen though.
no, I to be honest, I think out of the two wild card teams in the East, I think Columbus and Boston have a better chance than Detroit and Ottawa. And
You know,
that's not me being a hater. Columbus, they're a different team this year. They're playing great. They're only going to get better when their players come back. And Boston, they're just that experienced team. Yeah, Swayman has those stinkers every once in a while, but they can win a game when they really need to.
you know what? Give me the Ottawa Senators to finish third in the Atlantic Division. I think Tampa Bay is that wild card one team. I think Boston's number two. I think we get 5 teams out of the Atlantic Division in the playoffs, no matter what.
I don't know.
I just
I just have a feeling about Columbus this year.
like I would love to see Columbus in there, but I just think the injury to Marchenko is going to be too much to overcome. And I love Werenski. I think he should be Norris finalist, but I just think it's going to be too much for him. He's not going to be able to carry the entire team to the playoffs. And something against Werenski, but he's no McDavid, McCarr, McKinnon, those type of guys.
I'd say, with Marchenko being out, I'd say if Monahan was still there, I'd be more confident in them. But I still
I'm
think it
with
could
you.
happen.
Yeah, I'm with you. Like I think they still have a fighting shot. I'm not completely counting
Yeah,
them out.
they're like a point or two out, I believe.
Yeah,
Right now.
they are. They're point out right now with Detroit has a game on hand, and then they're tied with Ottawa right now. So we'll see. We'll see where the win takes us. But this Eastern Conference race is different than last year. Where last year literally every team was losing, and now it feels like teams actually are starting to win hockey.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching the entire video. If you guys would like more exclusive content, make sure to follow us over on Instagram, X, and TikTok. Also, check out our new episodes, which drop every single Sunday and Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern. Available to stream on all platforms.